everyone, it's Rita with Everything Homemade, and I am doing another quick garden update. We've got some huge amount of growth already, and it is July 27th today, 2020. So take a look at the chamomile. Do you know how tempting it is to pick this chamomile? But I also know that I need enough seed in the ground and enough time for all this to mature. So it is looking really good. We're gonna get lots of seed, and next year we can go crazy harvesting it. The marjoram is kind of picking up actually. We've had some really hot days the last couple of days. So hot yesterday that I actually went to sleep at 7 p.m. because my head was throbbing. It was, I think, plus 26 degrees Celsius, and when your body isn't used to it, I just spent too much time in the sun. So the parsley we are going to take down again. We've been cutting it, but it has totally grown up again, and we're going to cut this down again, put it in the dehydrator and store. So those are the herbs. Let's head to the garden. So we're going to start with the cucumbers here, and take a look. They have really grown. Now we picked 2 cucumbers the other time I filmed, and we picked 5 2 days ago. So they are just getting going. Like I said before, we are, coming to the end of July. August is really the huge harvesting and canning months here in northern Alberta and the north. So we are just on the cusp of getting going here. So keep going, cucumbers. And if you take a look, here are the tomatoes right in the middle. I mean, they are huge. They are absolutely huge. There's still not a lot on them, but I'm hoping with the last few, really hot days that they will start setting their tomatoes and get going, because there is a lot of them out here. The beans here, this row here, they're still flowering like crazy. I don't see any little beans yet, but it's only been a week, and they just started last week flowering. So they're just, I just love the little purple flowers, delicate flowers. Are just absolutely beautiful. So they're just gonna keep on going here and keep flowering, and hopefully within about 3 weeks we'll be picking beans. The squash here, I mean, it's growing like crazy. So you see that, just get out of my shadow here, you see this vine here, I'm going to lift up and put back on the rack here. It's always constant maintenance, taking a look at where the vines are to get them going, but I mean, they are doing really, really well. So let's take a look at some of the pumpkins here. So there's this one right here that I showed last time. You can see how much it's growing. So it's doing really, really well. And then there is this one right here. Let's remove the leaf here and take a look, and it has definitely grown a whole bunch. And then there's this big one here. Remember this one here? Look at the size of it. I mean, it's huge. It's absolutely huge. It was one of the first ones that that was fertilized and started to grow. Now take a look before I clean up my pumpkins here. You can see that there's a few that are yellowing, and those just aren't fertilized, like this one down here too. So I'm just going to pluck them. I'm going to fix this vine down here once I got my gloves on. I'm going to fix this one here because it's starting to grow and it fell down. So I'm going to lift that one back up. There's a new pumpkin right there coming. So it has, I mean, it was just that little tiny one last time where I said I was pretty sure that it was fertilized to grow, and look at it now. It has basically grown 3 times the size. And then we got some more plants over here, or some more vines over here. And I don't see, I mean, we got some that look like they're gonna set, and some that haven't, like this one down here. So we'll just let them keep going. And then on this other side, we got the peas. Holy smokes. Take a look at those peas. Sorry, my shadow's in the way. I'm right in the wrong side of the sun, but look at them. So you can see my flag tape. So I put my flag tape there. So anything from my flag tape to the right are all peas that my children and I will not pick. They're all for saving for seed. So they're going to get really plump and dry on the vine. But then everything else from here on we are going to pick, and we had a wonderful bowl of snap peas. Now for my family personally, we don't save a lot of peas for the winter. We're just not big pea fanatics that way, but we love our snap peas. We love, you know, having fresh shelled peas. I guess we just love eating them fresh. So this was a huge treat. We had at Meadow, my 20-month-old had fresh snap peas for the first time, and she couldn't have enough of them. It was like eating cake for her. I mean, she just went to town. So it was really nice to enjoy the fresh peas last night. The corn. I mean, if Grace was out right now, she's still sleeping. It's quite early in the morning right now. It's only 7 o'clock a.m. and I'm doing this first thing because it's supposed to be quite hot, and I still got a lingering headache from yesterday. You wouldn't even see Grace at all. I mean, this corn is almost as tall as I am, and I'm 5'6.5". So this is really, really tall. It has like grown a lot. Anyway, so you can see that we're gonna start having pollination happening here really soon here. It's looking quite good. I noticed last night that when we were picking the peas for supper, a stalk had broken off, but that sometimes does happen. But all in all, the green, I mean, the richness of the green on the plants is just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Okay, moving on. We have our red beet. Now take a look. You might ask, what is this? Well, that is a red beet bolting. It's what it's called. It shouldn't bolt the first year. Sometimes red beets do that. If you got suddenly really warm weather, they seem to bolt. When I'm looking for seed, I usually try to look for red beets that don't have that tendency to bolt. So this is a good example. Before I fix it, I will actually cut that off. I don't want it to go into seed because then it won't put anything into the red beet under the ground. It'll just put itself into seed, and we can't get seed anyway here. We got too short of a growing season for it to be bolting right now. It's not going to have enough time to form proper seeds and to harden those seeds off before winter comes. So there's no point in it, so I'm going to cut that off. But they're doing really well, and you can see that. It may be a little hard to see because that beautiful sun is just starting to hit them. Let's take a look what's happening under the ground here a bit. You can see the beautiful bulbs coming. Like, it is just absolutely beautiful out here. They're huge. So we are looking at about 2 weeks away. I would say 2 to 3 weeks away from harvesting red beets or start getting going. I like to really try to not harvest everything at once. That's just so much work and exhausting. So we are going to basically, August is going to be really busy, let's just say that. But what I'd like to do is the cucumbers are usually in increments, so I'd like to pick enough cucumbers to do 1 round in my canner, so I'm not spending all day canning. I don't got that time. So I really like to pick, can, 1 round done. Pick, can, 1 round done. And I'd rather do it in smaller increments than like a 2-day exhausting canning and preparation. And same with the red beets. We'll take half this row down, can, and continue. The carrots are doing really well. They're looking really good. Nice and healthy. Let's see if I can pull one out for a nice morning snack here. Take a look. There's a beautiful carrot. So they're really starting to form the roots. I am also looking for any maggot damage since we had some on our radishes. So praise God, so far we're in the clear. So I'm going to enjoy this carrot here. The other really awesome growth that we have that we're going to enjoy for supper here is our broccoli. Take a look. We're going to cut down these heads and I'm going to make some wonderful broccoli with our rice and roast beef tonight. Again, absolutely gorgeous. Take a look at them. Like, they are beautiful broccoli. And so we're gonna definitely cut all this down. Remember, I'm feeding a family of 8, so this is just a treat, definitely. We got cabbage heads forming. I'm gonna start taking cabbage heads down. I'm starting to see now a few white butterflies. We've got a little bit more damage, and so as the cabbage heads are getting half decent size, I'm not gonna wait too long. I'm going to take them down. But I do notice that this damage right here is not from the white butterfly. It is from, and he's actually right there. He's actually right there eating away, and it's slug. So it's slug damage. And I'm out here early in the morning, and that's what's really good about being out early in the morning, because you can see some of these nasty pests that are hiding from the sun. And there you go, it's slugs. The slugs are eating some of my cabbage. So that is, well, that's better than the white butterflies, but still not great. So we're going to take some of these cabbage heads down. We're going to enjoy them in some meals. The kale, take a look. It has totally come back. And we're going to cut this down once again for some really nice salad. We may do kale chips again. On this side of things, we got some more cabbage heads. Take a look again. Take a look again. We got some good sized cabbages coming. Like, take a look, like, beautiful. So I may make some sauerkraut here very shortly. Again, look at that. So really good. There's less damage over on this side against the slugs than it is just the row beforehand. So again, let's take a look at this wonderful broccoli that is growing, because I will cut it down here tonight to eat. Okay, so we got more beans on this row. Again, they're doing really good. We got tomatoes that I'm going to walk right by. I mean, they're starting to really open because of the heat. So we got some heat this week. So let's set tomatoes. Okay, zucchini. We got more zucchinis to pick. Take a look. Again, we're going to pick these today, so that's one reason why I'm filming this morning, because we got a lot of picking and cutting and everything else to do. So there is definitely some more zucchini here that needs to be picked. Saskatoons, just a few days of heat. We got some Saskatoons. Look at that. That's what they need. They were, you know, doing not so great before, but now the heat just makes everything grow. Oh, and they're delicious. I love Saskatoons. They're native here up north, and they're just filled with nutritional value. And this is the dill. The dill on this side is growing really small, and I'm thinking that it has something to do with the dirt, because remember that cucumber plant right over there was stunted, and then we had the radishes over here that grew smaller. So I think this whole section here needs to have a soil amendment. So I'm going to mentally keep that in mind when it comes to preparing the garden, that we're having an issue on this corner of the garden. And that could come into effect with these cabbages right here. They're a little smaller. They're growing good, but they are smaller, and that could be because of the soil here also. But we did do an amendment. Remember, we did put the manure down, so we'll see what happens, but they are forming their heads. There is a bit of damage here probably from slugs, I'm guessing. I see this leaf right here. You see that? See how bitten it is? This is clover, and that's slug damage. So I'm assuming there's some slug damage on here as well. But I don't see eggs with the white butterflies on anything yet, so that is a really, really good sign. The broccoli here is just starting to form, which is actually kind of nice because I don't have everything maturing at once, so we can have a few meals of nice fresh broccoli. And the cauliflower is still not forming any kind of heads. Still looking really good, still waiting for the heads to form. And then we have lastly here we have the beautiful bed of marigolds, and they are taking off like crazy, and they are looking really good. And the butternut squash, take a look, it has really picked up, and it's just gonna start to bloom. So if you see these here, look at them. They're actually really unique blossoms. This is the first time I've ever grown butternut squash, and the flower heads look really different than the pumpkins or the spaghetti squash. So I'm really excited, and I'm also, wondering, will we have enough time before the frost hits? I'm pretty sure I can cover these and extend the season, so I'm really hoping, God's gonna give us a really warm August. Okay, we are in the orchard now, and this is the elderberry. This is beautiful. Aren't they absolutely gorgeous? So I'm gonna harvest some of the elderberry flowers for tea, but I'm gonna keep some of them on because I want to see if we get like a really nice end of July, a really warm August, I may have a chance to get elderberries, and that is the ultimate goal. The strawberries here are looking really good. We continue to harvest and harvest and harvest them, enjoying the fruits of our labor here. And the peppers have actually picked up because of the heat, which comes to no surprise. They're really heat loving. They're still smaller than I want, but we are having flowers. They're blooming better. So we will see what comes out of these here. And then we're back because of the blackberries are right beside. They continue to grow. Blackberries here, and they're looking really good. So all in all, everything's doing wonderful. We're really just getting into the season of harvesting. We're going to really enjoy the broccoli, the fresh cabbage, the snap peas that we're eating fresh. It's just absolutely delicious. So once again, I want to say thank you everyone for watching. And don't forget, it's at the end of the month. Heart's Cry ebook is on sale for 99 cents just before Heart's Courage is released in the month here of August. I'm really excited about it. If you read Heart's Cry and haven't commented, go ahead. Go to Amazon where you either read the ebook or the paperback, and do a comment. I would love to hear how you enjoyed the book. Other than that, you guys continue to enjoy your gardening, and hopefully you are also enjoying the fruits of your labor, and we will see you on the next video.